Greetings everybody, it is I, the French fry you left in your car last week, also known as Mr. Taco. It is I. Today, it's another team builder for the TEC Galar decks off-season draft. As you can see here, my team, the Las Vegas Radicates, are going to be playing the Serene Shockwaves and Coach Casper. So, also ignore that Celtic Football Club team. The mods have not updated the dock yet. The dock is supposed to show your opponent on the other side. The mods haven't updated it yet. I don't know why. I talked about unresponsive mods and everything in my draft analysis. This is just more of a demonstration of that. They updated the standings. The standings have been updated, so we're 0-1, and the Serene Shockwaves are also 0-1. We both lost our first week match. Kind of upsetting. That was my first ever draft match, though. And I feel like I could have played better in some areas, like rewatching like the film. And I didn't prepare for Scarf Toy Kits, but I should have. I'm kind of stupid. Like it was my first draft battle. The first time I ever had to build a team to counter someone's team. So that was kind of a new experience. But you can see right here. Let me make sure everything should look good. You should be able to see everything right here, and also the speed tiers. What the Serene Shockwaves have. First of all, they have. Well, also, it's a team builder, of course, so I'm gonna be breaking down what I'm bringing, why I'm bringing it, and I'm actually recording this very in advance to my actual match. My match is on Friday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. So we have Zygarde, which is our first pick. Of course, very scary, 95 speed. It actually speed ties with my Kyurem, which kind of sucks. But it's a very scary Pokemon for the fact that it's got pretty decent speed, very good attacking stat. It can be a bulk set too, which is kind of what I hope comes. It's a bulk set because I really don't want to have to deal with my offensive Zygarde. So it's in like a similar realm to Garchomp my last week, which I prepared pretty well for, but I think I prepared even better for the Zygarde. But it's very scary in that regard. Tapu Fini, a Pokemon that is good, but its terrain isn't really that great. Its terrain is Misty terrain, which all it does is lower the power of Dragon type attacks, which is actually kind of a hindrance to Zygarde since it takes away one of its stabs, which kind of sucks. I'm not exactly sure why you would do that. It's kind of more of a hindrance to one of your Pokemon. So I wouldn't have picked Tapu Fini if I was Casper there, but yeah, they picked it. It's still very scary though. It's bulky, and of course Misty terrain I believe blocks status effects if I'm correct, so it's gonna help with if I try to poison something, or if I try to paralyze something, it's gonna help defend it. It's also pretty bulky, and it can run to like Scald to burn my Pokemon and kind of cripple my physical offensive threats. Gengar, who is one of the fastest Pokemon that they have, that the Shockwaves have. 110 base speeds here. Very scary, but it only really can run like a special set. It can't really run physical. If it runs physical, it's not gonna really do anything, and it's kind of a glass cannon. Not as much glass cannon as like a Weavile would be. Like Weavile's like a huge glass cannon. I wouldn't say that Gengar is like that much of a glass cannon, but still kind of is. So it'll go down if something outspeeds, if an offensive threat, and I do have offensive threats that are faster than Gengar, so I should be pretty easy to kill. Scizor I believe he only has one weakness, which is the fire, which is the portion weakness to fire. Very scary still. It gets Technician stab boosted bullet punches, which definitely really sucks. And this is Gen 8, so HP is not allowed. Hidden Power not allowed, so I can't just bring Hidden Power Fire on something. If I could, I would bring Hidden Power, because Hidden Power Fire helps against Scizor, Hidden Power Ice helps against Zygarde. But Hidden Power is not in this gen, and they didn't add it. I don't even know if they're gonna add it back in afterwards, even if it gets added back into Gen 4, into Gen 4 remakes. So, but it's still a very scary offensive threat. Just the thing is, a fire move decimates it. So I feel like I can see it coming. But again, he also has to watch out for the fact that I have a Victini, which is a very scary offensive mon that I think he definitely has to watch out for. Darmanitan is of course a fire type mon. I believe it gets Sheer Force, right? So definitely being a Sheer Force user, it kind of sucks to go against that. It can also be Zen mode, but I don't know why they run Zen mode. Zen mode is just stupid to run on that thing. Since Zen mode on Galarian, I'm not Galarian, on what's the region called? Unova Darmanitan. It changes to a special attacker, so that's not really gonna work well for the fact that regular Darm is a physical attacker. But I can definitely see it wreaking havoc against Whimsicott, and maybe against Kyurem, because Kyurem's neutral. But it gets killed pretty easily, so I don't really see it as being too much of a threat. Umbreon, probably the biggest threat they have. It's very scary for me because it's just really bulky. It can run Toxic and Wish as well. And Wish pairs really well with their Archeops. Wish is good because it helps it heal its team. It has Heal Bell to help get rid of any status effects I may or may not try to cast. And it gets Foul Play, meaning that it's a wall. So against my wall breakers, my physical wall breakers, which is what I have super effective with my Urshifu. This kind of sucks being it for the fact that it has Foul Play, so it can use my attack. It can use my attack stat to do insane damage to me. Archeops is the second Pokemon they have in the 110 speed tier, which is their fastest speed tier. Archeops is pretty scary, but the only thing about Archeops is the Fetus. The Fetus is probably one of the worst abilities in the game. So as long as I keep that thing, so like something like Aqua Jet from Urshifu could chip it enough, Stealth Rocks can chip it and everything. That's just what Umbreon kind of scares me a lot more in that realm, is that it can run Wish to keep Archeops healthy. Because Archeops, despite being a pretty good Pokemon, you have to keep it healthy, which is why I feel like Umbreon really synergizes with Archeops really well. Definitely something that I'm more scared of. It can run like a Citrus Berry and just use Acrobatics. Mienshao, which is Fighting Psychic, I believe. I don't really know much about Mienshao. It can run High Jump Kick, which is definitely something that kind of scares me because it's a very strong move. The only good thing though is that if RNGesus is with me that day, then it can miss, and if it misses, then it takes a lot of damage itself, which is kind of like a major downside to the move. Also, I have a Ghost type as well. I have a Dusclops, so that kind of like helps stop him from clicking that. Whether I bring it or not, which you'll see right now. That's the thing kind of to watch out for. I believe it also gets knockoff, which is kind of scary, losing my items, especially the really powerful items that are kind of crucial. Thwackey is supposed to be a big threat because there is somebody on our Discord in the league. They're in the low tier division who normally is in like the regular TEC. This is off season. It's just a little thing that happens in the off season of the TEC. It's like the actual TEC. But they apparently it does get Swords Dance, so it can sleep. It's pretty bulky, but it's not very fast. So it can be chipped away easily by some of my threats like Tornadus, Ninjask. We have Kyurem, Tornadus, Ninjask, Victini with so many different counters to it that while it can come, I don't really see it being able to put in a lot of work because Stunfisk, I believe, is a hazard setter, so that's kind of something a little bit scary. I don't really have much to say on it. And Wishy-Washy is kind of more like a low-tier pick, not really much of a threat. It is something like against my Victini, which is something that kind of can wreck some of its higher tiers, but honestly, Typhini is the better water type, so I honestly don't really see Wishy-Washy putting in a lot of work. Just to make sure my recording is looking good. Okay, now onto my team. So first of all, we're starting with fixing my layout. There we go. First of all, we're bringing Magic Man or Victini with the Choice Band. Very similar set to what we brought last week. Victory Star, Jolly Nature, you can see it's all the TV spreads. With V-Create, Fusion Bolt, U-Turn, and Zen Headbutt. Zen Headbutt is actually 99% accurate with Victory Star, so that's like really scaring me. That there's that little 1% chance it'll miss, and I have terrible luck. So there's that 1% chance is going to be like a 70% chance it's gonna miss. It's gonna suck. V-Create is 100% accurate with V-Create. I think it's like 105, something like that. It's like 105, 103.5, something like that. It's over 100, so it'll always hit. Fusion Bolt, that's just there for just to have a really strong fire type attack. Fusion Bolt is there for coverage. U-Turn's there for momentum. If I throw this thing out there and I just feel like my opponent's gonna switch, I can use U-Turn too. A Choice Band at U-Turn will do a lot of damage and will allow me to switch out. Then Headbutt's there, of course, kind of to help against the Gengar if this thing ends up going against the Gengar. Gengar does outspeed Victini though in speed tiers. It's 110, Victini is 100. But Zen Headbutt's kind of there for that. It's also there for like for the Mienshao. It's not super effective, but it'll do a little bit of damage to it. It kind of helps. But V-Create's probably going to be the main thing. You click V-Create, almost nothing can really switch into a V-Create. And then we're bringing Tapu Koko. It's Tapu Koko's first game with us. We're bringing it with a Shucka Berry, and I feel like that's kind of like the best thing to bring. Yeah, because you'll understand it once you see the stat sheet I'm bringing, like the spread. See everything right there. I'm bringing a shiny. The first Pokemon we're bringing shiny, I believe. Wait, no, we brought. I think we brought Zoroark and Whimsicott. Wait, then we brought Zoroark shiny last week. I didn't bring Whimsicott. I think we brought Zoroark shiny though. I don't remember, but we're bringing this thing shiny because I love Tabacoco shiny. But Shucca Berry's there so that this thing can take a ground hit from the Zygarde because we have Combine, which is kind of like, as you can probably kind of see what I'm trying to do with this. I'm trying to do a sweep set. So you see Combine helps with special defense boost, special attack boost, which is going to be very crucial, like later on, to help us kill. Dazzling Gleam's obviously there for the fairy type coverage. Volt Switch and Thunderbolt is for electric coverage. Volt Switch for Memento if I need it. Thunderbolt's there just to have that kind of stab I'm gonna need against the water type, against the flying type Archeops. It's really gonna help in those situations. I would probably have brought like Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Fire, depending on like what was brought, if Hidden Power was available. Let me see like how my layout's looking. Okay. Then we're bringing Kyurem again. This we're bringing Kyurem Specs. As you can see, I had to run Timid on it. I kind of wanted to run Modest, but I need to make sure it can outspeed the Zygarde if Zygarde doesn't get plus speed nature. If it does, then it's a speed tie, and it's going to be all up to a luck of the draw. Psychic, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry. Psychic's there, of course, from like the Gengar. It's just there for like more coverage. Earth Power is also there for Gengar, but it's again just more coverage. Ice Beam's there, of course, for the Zygarde. And I'm not bringing a Dragon type stab because Ice Beam's more powerful, and because of misty terrain, so I have to be very careful about that. And then Freeze Dry is just there because that's super effective against water type. It's gonna help against like the type of Infinity, which this thing does outspeed. Next up, we're bringing Kung Fu Panda with us. Let me go and see if I can do this. See the rest of my team. There we go. Kung Fu Panda. I'm bringing my Urshifu with me. Life Orb. I'm bringing it Jolly just to make sure it can outspeed things. Surging Strikes, Aqua Jet, Close Combat, Bulk Up. I'm not bringing Dragon Punch because Close Combat's much more powerful. And it's probably going to help with the sweep set, which is what I'm going for. Bulk Up for the defensive attack buff, and then just Aqua Jet and Surging Strikes kind of wreck everything. Aqua Jet has priority. It's going to help against everything. Close Combat's there for fighting coverage against the Umbreon. And then Surging Strike's just there to do a lot of damage. It's critical hits, so even if they want to buff their defense, it's not going to do anything. Because Surging Strikes hits through that, being critical hits, and they can't protect because all these moves are contact. So overall, I feel like that's going to be great. If I can sweep with this thing, I'll be very happy. Another sweeper with Tornadus. It has heavy duty boots, but as you can see right here, it has heavy duty boots, but for some reason they don't show up. I'm pretty sure their color is enough to not blend in, and if I turn on light mode, you probably wouldn't really see it either. No, so you just can't see it. But they're there. Prankster. Bringing Timid just to guarantee it. Again, I wanted to bring Modest, but Timid just guarantees that I can outspeed. Lessening Scarf, I can outspeed everything on the team. Nasty Plot, knock off Air Slash and Sludge Wave. Nasty Plot's there for setup. Knock off is just good to get rid of some items with some more powerful Pokemon. And then Air Slash and Sludge Wave are there to be my damage dealers for when I try to sweep with this team. And we're bringing Nidoqueen again, so Tornadus and Tabacoco are having their first game. The other 4 Pokemon that I have with me I brought last week as well. We got Nidoqueen Crown with a Black Sludge, Sheer Force, Modest Nature. But we are bringing a bulky set. We're not bringing as much of an offensive set as we brought last week, which actually got a kill. Did pretty well. I really wanted to bring Toxic Spikes, but Gengar just being able to absorb that and get rid of them right away, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And also because Misty Terrain. So Stealth Rock, Sludge Wave, Earth Power, and Charm. Stealth Rock's there to set up rocks. Very good against the Archeops if it doesn't come heavy duty boots. That's just kind of going to help. So we have Sludge Wave there. Sludge Wave and Earth Power to deal damage. And Charm. Charm is not a move you often see, but I am very happy to use it because it helps against those physically offensive threats, kind of helping to cripple them. Being able to cripple them and forcing them to want to kind of switch out helps me get momentum and initiative. And if it's like his last Pokemon in, like let's say it's their last Pokemon, then Charm just wrecks because then their physical offensive Pokemon can't do anything anymore, especially against Archeops, which already gets so crippled by the Fetus. The Charm's just gonna help so much. So that's what I'm bringing. For what I predict my opponent to bring. I'm not good at this. Why did I offer to do that? I'm not good at predicting teams. I just build to have a counter really for everything. I'm gonna say, I still have my layout up. I'm gonna say Zygarde, Gengar, Scizor, Umbreon, and I see Archeops and Tapu Fini coming. That's what I see coming to the match. But it's really a toss-up. They could even bring Thwacky, but I don't feel like Thwacky does too well. I don't feel like Mienshao will do too well either. Sunfisk and Wishiwashi don't do too well either, so I don't really see those Pokemon doing well and coming. So that's kind of what I see doing the best against my team. Anyway, that's what it is. So I'll see you guys next time on the battle. When you're watching this, the battle has already happened. I'm probably uploading like directly after the battle's done. I don't want my opponent to be able to see my team like this. A full breakdown as well. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys are ready for the battle. Very excited. Let's see if we can bounce back, if we can get our first ever draft league win and go 1-1. Because one team is gonna remain 0-2. One team's gonna remain winless. One team's gonna get their first win, and we're gonna see how that's gonna go. Very excited, and I'm just, I'm ready. I feel like I'm gonna play much better this week because last week I had like the first game jitters or something. I don't know. I felt like my hands were shaking the entire game. And you could hear it in my voice constantly going high pitched and everything. If you could even hear my voice, I'm sorry. I'm sorry with like the music. I put the music like too loud or something. I don't know. I'll try to fix that next. I'm gonna fix that in the battle. But you kind of hear that I was overthinking situations when I should have, and then the situations where I should have thought I wasn't thinking. So I made bad plays. I deserve to lose that one. My opponent, big GG's to Chop Chop Baka. He did very good in that match. I really couldn't do anything. I did what I could. If I could have played better, the best battler wins the match. Whoever plays the best that match is the one who's going to win. So we're gonna find out who's gonna play the best in this next match. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed my little breakdown of my team, and I'll see you guys in the battle. Bye.